let's talk Giants. Giants football. Okay. Oh boy. It's been a couple weeks since I've talked Giants. A lot's happened since then. And what happened in week 1 further cements my contempt, deep-seated contempt and hatred for the preseason and for the offseason in general. All that lead up time from February to friggin' September, March, April, May, June, July, August, 6-7 months of just speculation and rumor, conjecture, and hype and all this other nonsense. And you come out and they had me. I had a blog in my drafts where I was going to predict game by game win-loss record for the Giants. And I had them going 11-5. And I can't believe that I had them going that. I cannot believe it after watching that game. And I don't know if they can even hit 8-8. Originally I had 8-8. I was like 8-8, 9-7-ish might be good enough for a wild card, depending on how everything else plays out. I mean, hell, they won the friggin' division with 9-7 in 2011. So it's like, again, this is not 2011, but is this 2007? I saw a Reddit post that was comparing 2007 to 2019. And I think a lot of us Giants fans had that same thought when we saw Antonio Brown get released by the Raiders and then signed by the Patriots. And we're thinking, whoa, flashback, Randy Moss. 2007, Moss goes off, 23 touchdowns. Brady's throwing 50 plus touchdowns. They go 16-0. They go 17-0. They go 18-0. They go 18-1, courtesy of the New York Football Giants. Is this a second coming of 2007? Part of me hates that 2007, 2011 happened the way they did, because now every friggin' season, no matter what kind of start we get off to, and no matter what personnel we have and how we look, we all think we got a little bit of that 2011 magic in us. We just got it because Eli's here. Eli's not 2007 Eli or 2011 Eli. He showed one play in that game against the Cowboys that made me think, whoa, maybe this is a different Eli. And it was the one where he rolls out of Van Der Esch's tackle, rolls out, keeps his feet, and throws a bullet first down completion to Latimer, I believe, down the left sideline. That was obviously reminiscent of the helmet catch. And that made me think, okay, maybe he's still got something left in the tank. But, you know, multiple people saying don't blame Eli. And I wrote about this in the blog, the post-game recap. They want to blame Eli. And I know 100% of the loss goes on the defense. I get it. This defense is very young, very inexperienced. I'm curious what James Betcher's actual thought process is or was. And I think, you know, it's looking like DeAndre Baker has the potential to be a bust, because you traded up to get into that first round to get DeAndre Baker, who won whatever the equivalent is, the top college cornerback in the country, that award. He won that to get this guy. And you think, wow, what a move. Kudos to Gettleman. And then you don't start him. He's not your starter. You're co-starting him with Antonio Hamilton. No, dude. Antonio Hamilton has seen 0 defensive snaps in a Giants uniform. It's been all special teams, and all of a sudden you're co-starting him with your first-round pick who won the top award in college? What's going on here? All that talk about Julian Love, all that talk about Corey Ballentine, where the fuck were they on Sunday? It's outrageous. It's like it's such a disservice to Giants fans what the media has done. And I'm going to blame the media. I'm put a lot of blame on the media. These guys who are just, it's for the clicks, and I get it. You got to do whatever you want for the clicks. But like at a certain point, people just don't believe you because you're going to feed us this bullshit about how this is a young, hungry defense. And, they're making plays in the training camp and blah, blah, blah. And it's like training camp don't matter, homie. It almost doesn't matter. Your best ability is your availability. Just be there. Honestly. So many training camp heroes that we've seen don't make the team, don't do anything. And that was the case this training camp. I mean, fuck, look at TJ Jones. He had an unreal preseason. He doesn't even make the team. And now it looks like we could use him because Sterling Shepard has a friggin' concussion. Is in concussion protocol and is probably going to miss the Bills game. They're in a bad spot. I mean, I still have them. They're actually not favored over the Bills. The Bills are favored by 2.5. I think the latest line might be 1.5. It's a home game for the Giants, and we're not favored. And people are going to say it's because we have Eli quarterback. And while I don't fully believe all the hatred for Eli, there are moments and there are plays where it's like, dude, you are in your 16th season. You're better than that. That's just how it is. And you wonder what would it be like if what would Daniel Jones have done? WWDJD. What would Daniel Jones do? Dan Duggan tweeted it out, and Carl Banks gave him all kinds of shit for it, which Carl's kind of like hot and cold. I run with hot and cold with him because it's like sometimes he makes a good point and sometimes it's just like, dude, what, like Dan Duggan doesn't have a right to criticize. Okay, I don't have a right to criticize. Okay, you're a former player. You have a right to criticize, even though you were on the defensive side of the ball. But like, first of all, stop rolling Eli Manning out of the pocket. Just stop. He's 38. Stop rolling him out. He's not Daniel Jones. He's not Dak Prescott. He's not anyone. He's not. Does Tom Brady roll out? Maybe I don't watch enough Patriots games, but I doubt that Tom Brady rolls out a lot, especially like sprint rollouts. The fuck are you thinking, Shurmur? Anyway, the one sprint rollout, it was right after there should have been a 12-minute on the field call against the Cowboys that wasn't called because supposedly Jason Garrett called timeout and Shurmur lost his mind. So we didn't get that call. We didn't get a lot of calls on Sunday, but you can't blame the refs. They roll out Eli, and this is where he had Tomlinson, 83, tight end, over the middle. He had Barkley in the flat. I think he had maybe Shep a little bit further down the field who was he was covered. And Eli kind of is getting bum rushed by Van Esch. And he sees, I believe what happens is he sees Jalen Smith stop. Because Jalen Smith is running to the left. He saw Barkley in the flat. He saw that there was coverage on Barkley. And so Jalen Smith stops and looks to back up, potentially into Tomlinson's path. The issue is Smith is like 7 yards away from Tomlinson. And from that angle, it looks like Eli looks at Tomlinson and decides to come back to Barkley. And by the time he throws it to Barkley, he gets hit. And of course it goes short and they call it intentional grounding. It moves us out of field goal position. So we lose points. And Aikman said it on the broadcast. Dude, you're in your 16th season. You don't know to throw it away if you don't have anything. He did have something. He had 7-yard separation with Tomlinson and Jalen Smith. And I know Jalen Smith is a athlete. He is a beast. I get that. But to cover 7 yards, you can't fire it in, drop it in, find a way around Jalen Smith. I think you think too highly of Jalen Smith, to be honest. So that cost us points. The 3rd and 1, you hand it off to Elijah Penny. Stupid. And like Shurmur in the press conference, it's almost pointless to have these press conferences with Shurmur because he's never going to cave on any of his decisions. He's never going to, you can ask him until you're blue in the face and continue to just, chip away at him. He's a rock. He's not going to, he was obviously pissed and frustrated and impatient. He didn't even know that disconcerting was a word. Come on, Pat. 3rd and 1, hand off to Elijah Penny. I understand Elijah Penny's a big, strong dude. I understand you got a big, strong line. Saquon Barkley took a negative 2-yard carry and turned into a 7-yard gain. That's what he can do. Can Elijah Penny do that? I don't think so. Give the ball to Saquon Barkley. And then on 4th fucking down, you roll out Eli again, dude. It gives me flashbacks and I get sweaty thinking about it. Cold sweats. Thinking about Kerry Collins and how Jim Fossil and Sean Payton used to fucking roll his ass out. And every time they rolled it out, bad things happened. Nothing good happened when you roll out Kerry Collins. Nothing good is going to happen when you roll out Eli Manning. Stop. It's just like, it gets to the point where I think they're outthinking themselves. Simplify the game plan. You know it works. Saquon Barkley needs to get at least 20 touches. When you get more than 15 touches, that's a good thing. You usually win ball games. 11 touches, not going to work. I understand your offense was not on the field. You probably don't win that game. 9 out of 10 times, you probably don't win that game because your defense stinks out loud. And it makes me wonder what the hell they were thinking going into the season. Did they know that this was going to happen? And they're just like, yeah, well, what do you want to do? It's the talent we have. But on 4th and 1, you roll out Eli. And he gets hit and fumbles. And it's like Shepard gets tackled in the end zone. And it's like, yeah, there is no legal contact when the quarterback's out of the pocket. Yet another reason why you shouldn't fucking rule out Eli Manning. Because you allow that kind of shit to happen. They threw a flag, they pick it up. I mean, Shep got tackled. No doubt about it. But stop rolling out Eli. Get the ball to Saquon. Now, the positives from the offense in that game. Here are the positives. 1 3-and-out, no 3-and-outs, 3-and-outs, historically low. That is phenomenal. That is great. It's also a testament to how the Cowboys defense is not as all cracked up to be. Everyone thinks it's great because they held us to 10 points. We had the potential to get 28 points, 28 to 35 points. It was on par with what you saw in the season finale at MetLife Stadium last year, where we were just trading scores. That was similar to what was going on in that game. Final score doesn't reflect that, but the Giants left points on the board. 2 of 4 in the red zone. They were in Cowboys territory on 1 or 2, maybe 3 more drives, didn't come away with points. So the Giants offense was able to move the ball. Can they do it without Shepard? I don't know, dude. I don't know. Evan Engram had 11 catches and had an outstanding overall grade from PFF. You know, take that for what it's worth. But good run blocking grade, which you don't normally see. So he's piecing it together. I think he's going to have a Pro Bowl season. I think he's going to have over 1,000 yards receiving. I think he's might lead the team in touchdowns. If it's not for Saquon, it'll be Evan. And, you know, he's a weapon. But don't throw him the ball on a shallow 2-yard crossing route on 3rd and 17, dude. I understand you're trying to get whatever the defense gives you. 3 yards? How the fuck is 3 yards mattering at all at that point? That's why Shurmur's press conferences, I can't watch them anymore because the reporters are bringing up valid points that everyone is asking. And if everyone, fans, reporters, etc., understandably, our knowledge base, not as extensive and thorough as yours, Pat, I get that. But like if everyone is thinking that and you're not, or you have to be thinking it and you're just in denial mode and you're not going to show any weakness or vulnerability, you're just going to stick to your guns. Good on you, I guess. I don't know if I could do that. Just own up to it. Be like, I made a mistake. You are correct. I made a mistake. We're going to fix it. Nope. That was the right decision. They're soft zone, deep cover 2. You know, I don't pretend to be a football expert. I'm not. I sucked at football. I threw more INTs than TDs. I'm not good at football. I get that. When I hear soft zone cover 2, I think your receivers, your talent, your weapons can find spots, settle down, and Manning, with his now rejuvenated arm, this strong arm that he picked up off the offseason thanks to Al Leiter, will be able to boom, 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 put the ball where he wants. He's accurate. I will say that about Eli Manning. Very accurate on Sunday. And so if he's that accurate, You got to start thinking about throwing the ball in tight windows, something that Daniel Jones did in the preseason. They had a stat. DJ had like a yard of separation. If Eli's getting a yard of separation, he needs to be able to throw the ball in the right spot and get the ball to the right receivers. And then that's eventually going to be his downfall. If he's not taking chances, he's not taking risks, and he continues to dink and dunk and check down, you can't live with that. And as much as Shurmur says, he takes what the defense gives him, is he though? Because when you're playing a soft zone, to me that says they're giving you a lot. I could be completely off base on that, but I mean, you just 2 for 12 on third down, that stinks. But it also, to me, indicates the fact that they didn't have 3 and outs means that they were moving the ball. It's just when third down comes along, they clam up or something. Something happens on third down, and they got to get over that hill, get over the hump. That post-game conference with Shurmur made me uncomfortable. The dude could not stop scratching his forehead, rubbing his forehead, scratching his head. And I'd love to have a body language expert tell me what that means, because in my mind, that means he is extremely worried and anxious and not comfortable with what's going on. He has to be, because there were, as much as people wanted to count out the Giants heading into the season, I know a lot of people did, especially after the Golden Tate suspension, especially after losing Corey Coleman, especially after not having Darius Slayton with the hamstring. I mean, you're down to like your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th, and 7th receivers now. It's pretty brutal. So a lot of people were counting them out, and I understand that, but that was in my mind, that's where the Giants thrive. And that's where they could have come up big, and they could have shocked the world and surprised people and at least been competitive. This was just the Cowboys had zero respect for anyone on the defensive side of the ball. Hardly any pressures, maybe one hit, no hurries, like any defensive stat you can throw out there, the Giants stunk at. Jabril Peppers didn't really show me enough. I mean, you had two of the top 3 tacklers were safeties, not great. I want to see more out of Jabril Peppers and Antoine Bethea, and I think that maybe they didn't play as well on tape as they could have, because there might be relying too much on the young talent. You got to give the young talent help, man. Betcher, what are you thinking, dude? If you know that DeAndre Baker is getting toasted, get him help. Antonio Hamilton can't tackle. Get him off the field. You at least have to be able to tackle. I mean, we knew multiple guys were going to be playing opposite Jackrabbit, but it's not. Antonio Hamilton's not it. What the hell did Corey Ballentine do to not get any playing time? Pathetic pass rush, check downs, can't cover tight ends. It's just, and now they claimed Tuzar Skipper on waivers. The Steelers placed him on waivers. He's 6'3", 246, kind of a linebacker with his hand down defensive end. Had an outstanding senior season at Toledo, the MAC. That's some hardcore action. He was undrafted, 8.5 sacks, was 3rd in the conference, 11 tackles for loss, was top 10, 2 forced fumbles, returned 1 for a touchdown, his 3rd team all conference. He recorded 5 sacks and 2 forced fumbles in the preseason. If that's our answer, I mean, if he can put up that kind of numbers, that's a great pickup. But it's sad that's not good when we're doing that. It doesn't indicate to me a whole lot of confidence in the guys that you had. And this is what is so crazy to me, is you have these guys for months and months and months and months. And you're saying, these are our guys, these are our guys, these are our guys, these are our guys, these are our guys. And then you come to week 1 and it's like, we're co-starting that guy. And now we're signing this guy off of waivers. It's like, dude, is that on management? The guys, your scouts? Is that on the coaches? Figure it out, dude, because we are not favored against the friggin' Buffalo Bills. And I get it. The Bills have an amazing defense, top 5 defense, if not the best defense in the league. And we possibly are going to be without Zeitler, who's got a shoulder thing. Remmers, the back thing might be acting up again. lack of depth at receiver. I mean, you just got to lean on Engram, Barkley, and just find yardage where you can. At some point, you got to say, fuck it. Let's just wheel and deal. Throw the ball down the field. And if you believe in your guys, have your guys make plays. It's as simple as that. Engram one-on-one is going to win more times than not. Barkley one-on-one more times than not. And if you got defenses doubling on those two, someone else has got to be open. I have them going 6-10 now after that one game. And I'll close with this. If this is a repeat of 2007, and you remember 2007, our defense did not look great in week 1 and week 2. I think we gave up the most points out of any team in the league in those first 2 weeks in 2007. A lot of things are lining up that lined up in 2007 that looks similar, and maybe you can trick yourself into thinking that. I don't see Shurmur lasting. And I don't see Betcher lasting if this team goes 6-10. I don't see it. I think at most, if the Maras are feeling generous, if Gettleman thinks that he's put the right players out there and you're not using them the right way, maybe you give them 20-20, but that's it. And I know for most coaches, it's almost like a college or high school coach. Like you inherit someone else's draft class or recruitment class recruits. And then, you give them 4 years because then they can get their own recruits in the system and whatnot. So 4 years, I guess, would be the leash, but it feels like you're wasting Saquon Barkley. It really does. And you're just wasting these guys that are just top level talent. And you cannot, and even though Eli's numbers look great on paper, 30 or something, 400 or 300 yards, touchdown, most of his balls are not going beyond the line of scrimmage. Can't have that. You need a guy who attacks the field, attacks defenses. Defenses are not scared of us, and they should be. Because I think this offense has a lot of potential to put up 25, 30 points a game. And they had the potential to do that on Sunday, and they missed their spots because of bad play calling and bad decision-making from the quarterback. I'm still holding out hope, I still think if they can get to a 3-1 first quarter performance, first 4 games, you put yourself in a good spot. If they go 2-2, 1-3, nah, dude. We're looking forward to Daniel Jones. We're looking forward to the 2020 draft. Brutal. And I just interviewed with a Cowboys fan. That was awkward. So, all right, that's Giant Mess. That was a 3-hour extravaganza. Hope you appreciated it. Go to facebook.com, Giant Mess, Real Cinch on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. Hit me up. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what your thoughts are. And we still have that hotline that no one calls, 862-BIT-1986. Until next week, adios, muchachos.